Biafrans, make una wake up. Make every Biafran wake up today. Jihadists, terrorists, they come. We don't see a more chai. Wahala plenty, oh, my people.
Make una wake up.
Now, no be tomorrow. How long we go dey sleep while our people they cry? They won't kill us and carry our land.
Now so blood everywhere. No more silence, no more sleeping. Everybody wake up.
Make I talk am well, make everybody hear. This call now for everybody we be Biafra. Igbos from Rigolat,
Wake up,
Offit from Calabar,
wake up,
Ijas from Riverside,
wake up,
Urobos from Delta,
wake up.
East Ekiri stand up, Igodo Migodos rise up. Different language, different name, them divide us with
Artificial border.
but suffer no get right. Whether you dey abroad or you dey house, whether you get money or you no get, this matter concern I dey body, no be see don't look matter again. How long we go dey wait? How long we go dey fear? If today we no talk, tomorrow do bet. If you fit help,
What you they wait for?
time dey run.
Make everybody wake up now. Wake up, Biafrans, wake up.
No be time to dey sleep.
Wake up, Biafrans, wake up.
Our future dey for our hand. Freedom no be free.
Sponsor your freedom today. Donate your money today to Biafra Republic government in exile.
Sponsor your freedom.
Donate your money today to Biafra Republic government in exile.
Under the leadership of Prime Minister,
His Excellency Ogetukwu Dede.
donate your money today to Biafra government in exile.
Under the leadership of Prime Minister His Excellency Ogetukwu Dede.
Stand up together,
One voice,
one people.
one direction. Wake up, Biafrans, wake up now or never.
Pastors, make una wake up. This one no be sermon, no be preaching. Prayer na good thing, but without action, prayer no go work.
Prayer without action no be anything.
Faith without action no go fit work. Elders of the land, if house they burn, silence no be solution. Tradition leaders, kings and chiefs, una get voice, una get influence. Freedom no be free. Pastors,
Bishops, wake up and sponsor your freedom today.
tell your church members,
Let them fear our money to
Biafra Republic government in exile. Under the leadership of Prime Minister,
His Excellency Ogetukwu Dede.
pastors, bishops, judicial leaders,
Wake up and donate your money.
to Biafra Republic government in exile, led by Prime Minister, His Excellency.
Ogetukwu Dede.
If they take over your land, they go turn your churches to mosque. If they capture Biafra land, everybody go suffer. If they capture Biafra land, nobody go fit talk about church again. Unity na power, na action be the holy solution. Your voice get power. Stand up for your mama. Stand up for your wife. Stand up for your pikin. If we join hands, nobody fit conquer us. No wait for another person. Now you Biafra they wait for.
Wake up, Biafrans, wake up.
No be time to sleep again.
Focus Now, West Virginia Congressman Riley Moore, who's been to Nigeria and helped prepare that report for President Trump. You have new developments, and welcome in Focus. Thank you.
Well, Harris, thanks for having me, and thank you for staying focused on this topic that many, unfortunately, are ignoring, but not you, so thank you for that so much.
Absolutely. What is the very latest that you have for us on this?
Well, we presented our report to the White House, and obviously we had talked about that previously, and this was pursuant to President Trump asking me and many other members of Congress, Republicans, to go to Nigeria, investigate, understand what's happening, particularly in the Middle Belt region of Nigeria, which we've talked about a lot. This is where a lot of this killing is going on. One of the things I think people that will find extremely shocking from this report is that the Fulani militants, these Islamic militants we've been talking about, they're getting paid by the Chinese who are operating illegal mining operations in Nigeria. So the Chinese go in, they don't have a permit to mine, and they will bribe people in that state to be able to mine, and then the protection money is then paid to the Fulani militants, who then use that money to then go murder and martyr Christians within Nigeria. So there's a lot to unravel here, but thank God President Trump has accepted this report. He is working so hard to bring the different sides together, the U.S. and Nigeria, but also our interagency coalition that we have going on, that we do have a plan and we are moving forward on this. So we do feel like we're taking good steps.
Well, and I know the president has fortified on the ground there with some military intelligence and military support, if you will, because the president there, who is Muslim but his wife is Christian, which is interesting there in Nigeria, has accepted some help to go after these killers. You mentioned mining. Is this over energy, any of this? I had not heard that from you.
No, this is rare earth. These are rare earth minerals that the Chinese are extracting there in Nigeria, illegally, by the way.
Okay. Thank you so very much for the latest on this. We'll have you check back again. I mentioned military in this whole scenario because the president does. We know he is serious. We know the president of Nigeria is doing what he can, so he says, but more can always be done to stop the killing. Representative Moore, thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Harris.
Thank you very much, Minister of Information. And good afternoon to you all, my fellow citizens, especially members of the cabinet that are here today, reps and admin, and you that is watching, greetings from here. It is imperative and important that we let the world know who we are as a people, what we stand for, and our readiness for our freedom, what we will be or become after we are totally free, and how we assist our fellow neighbors, our fellow Christians, and how we'll be part of this global community. Today, mark 26th of February 20. We are going to do something that is remarkable, of which that we send a signal of who we are. Codifying Christian safe harbor policy of the Biafra Republic government in Ezra. The Biafra Republic government in Ezra BRGIE and the broader Biafra question have been raising to unprecedented prominence within the international community and the United States government. The matter is now being openly discussed and considered by senior U.S. officials in light of this increased intention. It is incumbent upon BRGIE to demonstrate its seriousness and preparedness by addressing the practical and humanitarian implication of a path towards independence. One of the principal concerns raised, including by individuals such as Congressman Riley Moore, a stalwart ally of persecuted Nigerian and Biafran Christians, relates to the fate of Christians who would remain in northern Nigeria and Middle Belt in the event of independence if Biafra secede. This is a legitimate issue. Should Biafra secede, the remainder of Nigeria could become increasingly Islamized in character, potentially leaving Christians who remain there more vulnerable to marginalization, persecution, or even act of genocide. Accordingly, it is imperative that the Biafra Republic government in exile formalize a policy framework that address this concern and propose constructive solution for the protection and advancement of Christian population in the region. To that end, I, Ogechukwu Nkiri, Biafra Republic Government in Exile Prime Minister, propose that BRGIE vote to enact the following policy. First, BRGIE should adopt a formal policy of providing safe haven to Christians in northern Nigeria. This policy would include the granting of automatic Biafra citizenship upon independence to any Christian from northern Nigeria who seek refuge in Biafra. Although Mazin Nnamdi Kanu previously referenced such a concept informally, it is now essential to codify this principle into official policy and law in a manner analogous to how Israel serves as a homeland and refuge for Jewish people worldwide. An independent Biafra will serve as a safe haven for Christians in West Africa. Second, BRGIE should commit to supporting Christians community in Nigeria's Middle Belt through political, humanitarian, and lawful defensive cooperation. This would include forming strategic alliance to assist in community self-defense efforts and in countering extreme threats such as Boko Haram and the Islamic State West Africa province ISWAP, consist with international law and human rights standards. Through these policies, an independent Biafra will not only secure the safety and sovereignty of its own citizens, but also serve as a stabilizing force and source of protection for vulnerable Christian population in northern Nigeria and Middle Belt. By proactively addressing these concerns, BRGIE can reassure international partners, including stakeholders within the United States government, that Biafra independence would contribute to regional security, humanitarian protection, and broader stability. In doing so, Biafra independence becomes not only a national aspiration, but a broader humanitarian commitment, one that benefits Biafrans, Christians, as well as their Christian area and Middle Belt. My fellow citizens, it is very important that we demonstrate this. I will be calling on our Minister of Information, Honorable Minister of Information. It's time that the cabinet already deliberate on this, then we can go ahead and vote on this very important issue that is pressing. Thank you very much.
The link is hereby posted. So please check the comment section. The link is there for voting. Just click and cast your vote. We will be displaying the voting result on the screen so that everybody can see. So please click the link and cast your vote. And we have 7 minutes to carry out this electoral process. 7 minutes, and while that is ongoing, I will be displaying the screen of the voting so that everybody can see. Thank you, honorable members. The time is ticking. The time is ticking, and I believe everybody can see the voting being transmitted here. Over to you, PM, please.
Congratulations, Biafrans. Congratulations to all of us. We really appreciate, and this is a step forward to demonstrate our readiness and willingness to accommodate our neighbors and to also show the international community who we are as a people. Congressman Raleigh Moore raised the issue that relates to the fate of Christians who will remain in northern Nigeria and Middle Belt in the event of Biafra independence. Should Biafra secede, what will be the fate of the minority Christians? It's a challenge, it's a test to know who we are as a people. And we believe with this that we know that we Biafrans are ready to accommodate those that will be ready to stimulate, be part of us, not those that will come with jihadists to terrorize us. We accommodate those that will share the same value of life, not those that will share value of destruction. Thank you very much, my fellow countrymen, especially from this wonderful Biafra Republic government in exile cabinet members. We really appreciate the effort each and every one of you is putting. And today, being the February 26, 2026, this bill have become law, and it will become official BRGIE policy of support for persecuted Christians in northern and middle belt Nigeria. Bill number 0226-2026. The bill have become law. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Minister of Information, and you and the entire BRGIE cabinet. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable PM, and thank you, the entire cabinet. If there is anyone that have a recommendation or anything to add before the event comes to an end, the floor is open to everyone. Questionnaire, go ahead.
Yes, and thank you so much. First of all, greetings to the Prime Minister of the Biafran Republic government in exile, His Excellency Honorable Ogechukwu Nkere. Greetings to the Information Minister, Mazi Sani Akbarawa. Greetings to all the cabinet members of BRGIE Biafran Republic government in exile. I want to first of all appreciate our Prime Minister and as well commend him and the cabinet for this bill. Very, very, very important. It gladdens my heart that the Biafran Republic government in exile is doing what is expected of it to do. I want to draw our mind back for our listeners to what our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and our first Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoku, have always hinted and stressed upon. Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, made us to understand that the Christian minorities in the north In fact, he made it categorically clear that every oppressed Christian that comes from the minority ethnic groups in the north will be accommodated in Biafra. That we are going to give them succor, we are going to give them protection if they are running away from the terrorists that are ravaging their communities. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not here. He's in detention by the terrorist Nigerian state. The same thing was echoed by our Prime Minister, that we are going to protect the Christian minorities from the north when Biafra is fully restored. This bill today demonstrates that we are in tandem, in consonance, in agreement with our leaders, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and our first Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoku. It means we have been following them, it means we are listening to them, and it means the Biafran people are very much accommodating, and that is what this government have demonstrated today. So the Christian minorities from the north, from anywhere around Nigeria that is listening, you have to allay your fears. Biafran people will come to your aid. Biafran people will protect you.
Focus now, West Virginia Congressman Riley Moore, who's been to Nigeria and helped prepare that report for President Trump. You have new developments, and welcome in Focus. Thank you.
Well, Harris, thanks for having me, and thank you for staying focused on this topic that many, unfortunately, are ignoring, but not you, so thank you for that so much.
Absolutely. What is the very latest that you have for us on this?
Well, we presented our report to the White House, and obviously we had talked about that previously, and this was pursuant to President Trump asking me and many other members of Congress, Republicans, to go to Nigeria, investigate, understand what's happening, particularly in the Middle Belt region of Nigeria, which we've talked about a lot. This is where a lot of this killing is going on. One of the things I think people that will find extremely shocking from this report is that the Fulani militants, these Islamic militants we've been talking about, they're getting paid by the Chinese who are operating illegal mining operations in Nigeria. So the Chinese go in, they don't have a permit to mine, and they will bribe people in that state to be able to mine, and then the protection money is then paid to the Fulani militants, who then use that money to then go murder and martyr Christians within Nigeria. So there's a lot to unravel here, but thank God President Trump has accepted this report. He is working so hard to bring the different sides together, the U.S. and Nigeria, but also our interagency coalition that we have going on, that we do have a plan and we are moving forward on this. So we do feel like we're taking good steps.
Well, and I know the president has fortified on the ground there with some military intelligence and military support, if you will, because the president there, who is Muslim but his wife is Christian, which is interesting there in Nigeria, has accepted some help to go after these killers. You mentioned mining. Is this over energy, any of this? I had not heard that from you.
No, this is rare earth. These are rare earth minerals that the Chinese are extracting there in Nigeria, illegally, by the way.
Okay. Thank you so very much for the latest on this. We'll have you check back again. I mentioned military in this whole scenario because the president does. We know he is serious. We know the president of Nigeria is doing what he can, so he says, but more can always be done to stop the killing. Representative Moore, thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Harris.
There's an attempt at ethnic cleansing in this state and, of course, in all the riverine states of Nigeria. We must resist it. We must stop it. Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits that kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one. There's an attempt at ethnic cleansing in this state and, of course, in all the riverine states of Nigeria. We must resist it. We must stop it. Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits that kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one. There's an attempt at ethnic cleansing in this state and, of course, in all the riverine states of Nigeria. We must resist it. We must stop it. Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits that kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one. There's an attempt at ethnic cleansing in this state and, of course, in all the riverine states of Nigeria. We must resist it. We must stop it. Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits that kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one.
Greetings to everyone. Please, as you join us, do us the favor of sharing the program to invite other people in. Yes, tomorrow is our fundraising, being Saturday, and on Sunday is the UK Town Hall meeting. And we are inviting everybody to be part and parcel of the event of the day. Come and support the freedom of the Biafran people. Come and support your own freedom as a Biafran. Come and support the freedom of the Christians in Nigeria. Come and support the freedom of those that want you to live, not those that want to erase you. So we are calling on everyone to make it to the fundraising tomorrow, and also to the town hall meeting on Sunday. Please come one, come all. We want everyone to be present. Come and answer your name and also write your name in the book of history of those that fought and supported their own freedom in a time where Nigeria was in chaos, in a time where everywhere was boiled up. Yes. Put your name down in history and let it be that you are part and parcel of the history in the making. I salute you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you to our leaders that live before us and our leaders in prison, and to our present leader, PM Okenkere, and the entire BRGIE, the BDF, the Biafran people, and everyone, both our allies and those that we look up to, the US lawmakers that are making things happen in our favor. The Christians in that contraption are very happy, most especially the Biafran Christians. We are very happy for everything that the US government are doing in favor of the Christians in Nigeria. And we are very happy for the state of Nigeria now. Yes. If we did not make this difficult and powerful move, like they have started crying, nobody would have done it and the difference wouldn't have been there. So somebody needed to have done something. And BRGIE did, while others followed. Appreciations to all Biafrans, and we will continue to do more. Now, while BRGIE Biafra Christian harbor or safe haven for Northern and Middle Belt Christians in Nigeria is very important. Why it is very important is because it addresses the fears that everybody had. The question was thrown to the public, and it needed people to come and answer and give their opinions. It needed diplomatic engagement for people to understand that Biafra was on the table. The breakup of Nigeria was on the table for discourse. Having considered that Nigeria is the worst place for Christians to exist, the consideration of fragmenting Nigeria into different units was considered. Because if the terrorist one Nigerian government restructured Nigeria in 1999, and then they infused the Sharia code into the 1999 constitution, and they made it a law. It became a law to the Nigerian people and even to you who do not believe in what they wrote inside that constitution, because it was applied against you. That is why anything the Boko Haram do, anything the Fulani terrorists do, anything the terrorists that are doing against the Christians, it is not taken to be anything by the government of Nigeria. So now the question was, having understood that the Sharia is a problem and we have mandated Nigeria to remove the Sharia law from their very constitution, and they are being resistive about it. They are pushing back. They don't want to bring it down. Just like Iran don't want to bring it down. Just like Turkey pushed for it till they totally Islamized Turkey. Just like in Gaza, the terrorists in Gaza took over Gaza and implemented the Sharia. Just like America is pushing the Sharia out of America and say America is not a Sharia state. You cannot come and infuse Sharia into our America or our constitution. It's either you abide by the Constitution of America or you vacate America. Just like every countries in Europe are waking up to this and saying it, just like even China do not even allow you to have that Sharia talk. So everybody have come to understood the dangers of having this Sharia. And American government have told them, we have understood that this is the problem. Go and remove it. When you remove it from there, we will know that you're ready to allow other people to live in Nigeria. For as long as you resist, it means you are the one sponsoring the terrorists and you're using the Sharia for a purpose to exterminate people in order to implement Sharia, in order to implement jihad. They are refusing to do what? To scrap the Sharia. They are refusing to remove it from the constitution. So, for us to be able to eliminate the terrorists, while they have already been given power inside the constitution, we need to start by doing what? Removing them from the constitution first. Nigerian government is not ready. That is why, as American government is cooperating to say, okay, Nigerian military, are you ready to eliminate the terrorists? They say, yes, okay, let us go and eliminate them. You are eliminating them with one hand, and then they are using another hand to pay the same terrorists. You are eliminating them with one hand, they are using another hand to call back the terrorists, rehabilitate them, and then put them back into the society. Because they will cite the pattern or the portion in their Sharia that says so. That says they must embrace them and bring them back into the society. They must pay them for what they are doing because they call it holy war. These fears has engulfed the ideology or the existence of every Christian. If Nigeria is to be fragmented, if Nigeria is to be balkanized, if Nigeria is to be shattered into pieces so that everybody can have their peace, what will be the fate of every Christian in this contraption? This is what the fears of everybody have been. This is what the fears of even the US lawmakers on discussing about the fragmentation of Nigeria. This question was thrown in the public and it was left there in the public. And nobody came to come and address this question and to come and solve the issue so that there could be a safe haven, a guarantor or a guarantee or a convincing message to tell that, okay, we can divide the country. By the time we divide, what happens to the babies, women, and children of the Middle Belt? What happens to the babies, women, and children of the Hausas, Christians there, who are Christians and don't want to follow the Sharia, who have already become victims for years in the hands of these terrorists? What happens to them? Because you will say, oh, the Yorubas, some are Christians, the ones that are Muslims or Islamic, they are just doing pretend. They are doing pretend that does the work. They're just pretending. You know, if you want to pretend to be part and parcel of a sect so that you can be able to collect the national moi moi, so that you can follow the queue, that is what the Yorubas are doing. All the Yorubas that you see that claim to be Muslims today or belongs to Islamic religion, they are doing so because they have to collect the national money. They are doing so so that they will be carried along. They will not be a target. Mhm. But the real Sharia people know that they are not originally and botanically Sharia in nature. They know that when they will declare Sharia state in Nigeria, that the Yorubas will run away from them. They will not want to cohabit with them. But now they are using it as umbrella to cover face. So when the Yorubas will now stand one side, what will be the fate of the Middle Beltans and the Hausa Christians? Those that are Christians. Because Nigeria politically and ethnocentrically nickname the Middle Belt Christians and the Hausas as minority is a political degradation name which they decided to use in order to use that to exterminate these people in these communities. Because you can't tell me how you are a citizen of Nigeria, then you are counted as a minority. Why should you be a minority? In your own land or your ancestral land, somebody else is coming from another place to come and tell you that you are a minority. How does that how does that go? No. It is only when you want to politically degrade some people and destroy those people's status. You want to exterminate them, you want to eliminate them. You want to use them as human shields for war. You want to take over their lands. That is when you will start saying that they are minorities. In Biafra land, nobody is a minority. Nobody is a minority. Starting from the first state of Biafra to the last, nobody is a minority. So the terrorists politically brandish the people of the Middle Belt and the Hausa people and the Christians there as minorities, while the Fulani terrorists now claim their lands and claim to be minorities. They now outnumber them and then call them minorities. In their own land, no? For what purpose? So, the BRGIE legislation 022626, let me confirm before I make mistake. I don't want to call what is not in order. Yeah. BRGIE legislation 0226-2026 serves as an antidote to solve the problem of the fears of what will happen to the Christians if Nigeria is fragmented, if it is balkanized, if it is to be shared like national moi moi, let everybody collect their own new state and go. Where you have the Biafra, you have the Oduduwa, you have the Arewa. What will happen to the people of the Middle Belt? Some of them who were pushed into those areas during the war. And some of them who were also pushed out from the other side coming down during the war. Some of them who became victims. Some of them are your brothers and sisters. Why some of them are originally from the Yorubas? Why some are originally from the Hausas? They are scattered everywhere like that. But the point is, the Christians, the fears was, what will be the fate of these Christians? Because the terrorists are consuming them more than every other, because there is nobody there to speak for them. There is nobody there to stand for them. Because all their men have become women. Yes. And even their women now try to become men, but the terrorists would outnumber them. And nobody to speak for them. That is why all of you need to be very happy in Biafra, because you have men, you have women that can stand to speak for you, even in the time of death. Martin Namdekan is in prison. They told him, sign paper, abandon Biafra, follow Nigeria. He said, it is Biafra or death ideology and philosophy. That is why you are all fighting now. Because if he had handed down, maybe some of you that only fight emotionally because he was still standing, some of you would have also laid down your arms. Not people like me, because the Biafra means a lot to all of you. I salute you all. So, this wandering question has been addressed by the BRGIE Biafra legislation 0206 2026. So tell the Middle Beltans, tell the Christendoms in northern Nigeria and Middle Belt that their fears have been taken care of and they should not be afraid anymore. The question of what will happen to Christians in Middle Belt has been answered. And let us go to Congressman Raleigh Moore message for you to understand the importance of what we did yesterday. Now, on the 7th of February, 2026, please, the studio will be open soon, and I want many people that want to speak to be on standby so they can join the studio to come and speak. Cabinet members of BRGI, reps and admins, please, if you want to join the studio to come and speak, to give your voice, the link is posted in the Cabinet members platform and the reps and admin platform now. So you can click the link to join the studio if you want to join. All right. If you want to join to say something, please. The link is open. The link is open to everybody. You can click and join the studio so that you can air your views. Thank you so much. All right. Let's get back to the screen. On the 7th of February, Congressman Reb Moore wrote this. He said, I have traveled to Nigeria and engaged in multiple high-level meetings with Nigerian officials. Now, I want everybody to understand that when you don't see BRGIE addressing or replying or making official statements on many things that we see the US congressmen and women or the senators or the lawmakers post officially, it is not time for us to respond to it. We respond to it at the right time. And we do it in accordance with the template. Yes, we don't move haphazardly. We move in a coordinated manner. I know many of you will say, oh, this thing was since on the 6th or 7th of February. Yes. Since that 7th or 6th or 8th of February till today, did you address it? Or did you do anything to it? Or did you even understand the meaning of this statement? No, you did not, right? Okay. So, yesterday, BRGIE did something that addressed issues and give succor, safe haven, and guarantee, protection, humanitarian, political, and defensive to the Christian communities, Christian identity in the Middle Belt and the northern part of Nigeria. So let me go back to the message. It was not important for us to have addressed it that very day. We acted in accordance today or yesterday. And now you have to listen and watch what is on the screen. I have traveled to Nigeria and engaged in multiple high-level meetings with Nigerian officials, the church, aid groups across the country, and the IDP camps to get a better understanding of the rampant persecution of Christians in Nigeria. In my discussions, the idea of dividing the country has not come up in any serious way. Effort to embolden separatist hot Christians in Nigeria, especially in the North and Middle Belt. I want all of you to stop there. All of you should stop there. In my discussions, yes, in my discussions, the idea of dividing the country has not come up in any serious ways. And I want to ask you, why was it even an important matter for the US government to send Bradley Moore to come and give this message? Huh? If there was no importance, if there has not been serious cause and discussions on the table for the segregation of this contraption, for the balkanization of this contraption, for the breaking down of this country into smaller units, if there was no discussion or hand pointed to it, or things that have been done to arouse this kind of discussion, and then the media was heated up, the US Congress and the lawmakers and international community, why was it important that it needed to be addressed this way? Hmm? Yes, that is the question you need to ask Congressman Raleigh Moore or the US government. Why was it important that he needed to come and address it like this? And the message went on to say, effort to embolden separatists, hot Christians in Nigeria, especially in the North and Middle Belt. Are you getting the point? That means there has been there has been effort to embolden separatist groups, separatist government, separatist ideas, division of Nigeria into new states that wants to be on their own. That means there has been effort. Listen to the statement too. Effort to embolden separatist hot Christians in Nigeria. What it means is that there has been effort, and every effort that is made, when we look at it, it will hurt the Christians in Nigeria, especially the Christians in the North and Middle Belt. All of you that went to school, do you now understand what I am explaining? In school, when we used to read, and then the lecturer explain something, he will ask you, are you getting along with the lecture? Are you getting along with the lecture? Are you assimilating something from what I am saying? That's what I'm asking you. Are you assimilating something from what I'm saying? First and foremost, you need to understand that there has been serious discussion about dividing the country. And it has come up in the Senate. It has come up in the Congress. It has shaken everywhere because of what? What BRGIE is doing. The engagement, all the US lawmakers that you see here on the website. Let me go to the website. All the US lawmakers that you see on the website of BRGIE, which the BRGIE Prime Minister has engaged on several occasions, they are yielding fruit. So when you now heard of this kind of discussion here, you should ask what is happening and what brought about that kind of discussion. So what Congressman Raleigh Moore is telling you, that all the effort, all the work that BRGIPM and the cabinet are doing, that it is yielding fruit. Yes, and there has been series of discussions in Congress because of what PM Okenkere is doing in Washington, D.C. with Elias and Anthony Dabiri. What these three people are cooking, what they are doing in Washington, D.C. is yielding fruit. The congressional briefing and testimony of June and September 15 or September 18 has caused serious problems for Nigeria. And so the question now is, were there discussions of roundtable about, let us consider breaking up this country based on all the turmoil that is happening? It could be a lasting solution to save everybody. Yes, there was the discussion. Yes, there was the discussion. Because if that discussion was not there on the table, Congressman Raleigh Moore will not bring it up to tell you people here. He will not bring it up to tell you people here that effort to embolden the breakaway countries, the exit of Biafra, the exit of Oduduwa, the exit of Arewa, for the country to be balkanized, for it to be segregated, that effort to break this country with the code name that they now use, separatists, effort to embolden the idea, effort to galvanize the breakup of Nigeria into Biafra, Oduduwa and Arewa, effort to allow and to make the independence and restoration of Biafra to gain ultimate momentum in Washington, D.C. and the Congress. That when they are making this effort, when they are considering putting a very big stamp on it to approve, what they are considering is what? Hurting the Christians in Nigeria that will be left in Northern and Middle Belt. They are looking at the ripple effect. They are looking at the resonance frequency. They are looking at the resultant effect and the resultant force that will come back. Because when we divide this country and say, Biafra, go, because Biafra is shaking everywhere in Washington, D.C. Then we say, Oduduwa, go. Then we say, Arewa, carry your northern region. What will happen to the Christians that will be left inside the north? And what will happen to the Christians that will be left in the middle belt? This is what the US government explained to some of you here. I know many of you go school, but now school, now come go you. So you did not understand what was written there. You did not understand. You only look at it
and then you sit down like mumu dey look, you don't know wetin dey for there. Yes, I don't come to explain am today. Oh. So today, why I don't come to explain am now? Open your eye very well so that you can understand wetin I dey explain. Open your eye well, oh, make you understand wetin I dey explain. Oh. I said that the breakup of Nigeria has been on the table for discussion. And they see that when they will give this a big stamp, what comes back to their mind or what they consider most is what will be the fate of the Christians that will be left in northern Nigeria and Middle Belt in the hands of this Boko Haram terrorist zone, where the Sharia and the Jihad will be practiced. That these Christians will be all slaughtered in one day. So you can now understand that the reason why Biafra has not emerged fully and been recognized yet is because of Biafra. Biafra is the one that is keeping Nigeria to continue to stand, because the only people that they fear is Biafra. The only people that has not allowed everybody in Nigeria to be slaughtered in one day is because of the existence of Biafra. Yes. By the time they now allow Biafra to go, Biafra will be able to defend their territory, defend their people, manage their economy, manage their system, take care of their people, and harness everything they want. Our security will be top notch, and we will make sure no terrorist is able to come in. So, they know that before they allow Biafra to go, what is the guarantee from Biafran people of what they will do to the Christians in the north and the middle belt? That is what the question that the US government were asking to the Biafran people from this press release that was released from the US government here. Some of you did not understand. You just went and read and then started using it for propaganda. I am explaining it now. What this meant was a question to the Biafran independence government, BRGIE. The question was, how will you take care of the Christians in the north, the Christians in the middle belt? If we should recognize Biafra today, how will you take care of the Christians in the north and in the middle belt? Considering that that place is a volatile state for them as Christians, considering that they are already endangered species in the face of the terrorists, how do you guarantee the US government that the Christians in the north, the Christians in Middle Belt can be protected and they can have safe haven or safe harbor in Biafra land? That was the question that was posed by the US government. And all of you Itiboribo that claims that you are accountability and fake groups that are claiming to fight for Biafra, you don't know what to do. You did not know how to answer this question. You did not know how to give a guarantee and so-called message to the American government, so that they can now understand that you have a guarantee and a so-called and a safe haven to the people of the Middle Belt. You did not give them all. All of you went to sit down on the fence because none of you is fighting for Biafra. You're fighting for power. You're fighting for supremacy. You're fighting to be the leader. No, but you're not fighting to actualize Biafra. Because if you did, you will be digging in to answer delicate questions that will serve the purpose that is driving you to your final destination. And this was one big one that was dropped. We left the floor open to see whether some of you will make any attempt. None of you get the code and understand anything. So our message to the US government yesterday in the BRGIE legislation bill was to make the US government understand that we have answered this question. That the Christians in the north, the Christians in the Middle Belt can have a safe haven, a safe harbor in Biafra. That when Biafra is restored, they don't need to remain there for them to be slaughtered in the hands of the terrorists. They can all come down to Biafra. We will harbor them. We will take care of them. They will be treated as same citizens of Biafra. We will give them the protection that we will give to our own babies, women, and children. We will fight their fight, and we will have them as our brothers and sisters. We will not allow the enemies that comes to kill them to kill, because if we allow the enemies that come to kill them, it means we are also allowing the enemies to kill our babies, women, and children. We will take care of them the same way we will take care of our people. Same way that all of you that have migrated to America have been taken care of. All of you that are from Nigeria, all of you that are from Biafra, that have migrated to America, American government are taking care of you and giving you all the rights. You're getting all the human rights, and you're even getting paid. This is America that you did not fight for their independence. But because you have gone there, you abide by their rules and regulations, they are giving you the protection that you deserve. Biafran people will give the same protection to the Christians in Middle Belt and Northern Nigeria. For as long as we know that this is an essential threat of these jihadist terrorists who wants to use their conquest agenda to eliminate the Christian existence in the Middle Belt and the northern part of Nigeria, Biafra land is a safe harbor, is a safe haven to them. This is the message to the US government. And we did that officially yesterday. And that record that you saw, that very voting at that election that happened yesterday, is in Congress. Yes, to answer the question. It's in Congress to answer the question. And other works will follow up. It was left open in the media by the US representative since on the 7th of February. And they waited to see those that will come to address the question, those that will come to address the concern. Nobody came to address it. But the Biafran government in exile, de facto in the homeland, has addressed it as a government that represents the people of Biafra. For some of you that may not know the objective of the Biafran government, the Biafran government in exile undertakes diplomatic and foreign relations or relationships, arrangements, agreements, negotiations, and pacts with other nations and organizations of the world for Biafra. Yes, for Biafra. So Biafran government in exile has taken another bold step by speaking for Biafra, by making arrangements for Biafra, by making agreement, negotiations, and pacts for Biafra. It has undertaken a diplomatic and foreign relationship for Biafra. It has guaranteed the succor, the life and security, the protection, humanitarian aid, and defense mechanism for the people of the Middle Belt and the Northern Christians, who are predominantly Christians, who have become endangered species in the hands of the terrorists in Nigeria. So the message goes down to read: a destabilized Nigeria will embolden terrorists and make Christians less safe in Nigeria and across the continent. So we are answering this question in a diplomatic way. And we are not just answering the questions, but we are giving solutions. What are the solutions? We have two solutions that were proposed yesterday, and the PM pronounced it. For some of you that did not hear it, I'm going to read it again. I'm going to read what he said from the extract of his pronouncement yesterday. I'm going to read it for you so that you hear it and understand. Later on, official statements will be coming, but we want you people to continue to listen to this video, assimilate everything therein first before the official statement will be coming. Official statement is on the way, and you will see it soon. And Congressman Raleigh Moore went on to say, I remain committed to working to save the lives of our brothers and sisters in Christ, and for that matter, all Nigerians suffering from the inability wrought by terrorist struggles or throughout Nigeria. So this is the fate of every Nigerian, right? And most especially the Christians. The US and Nigeria have just entered into a security cooperation agreement, and that is an important step in tackling the violence in Nigeria and deepening and strengthening the bilateral relationship between our great nations. So, this was on the 7th of February. Then there is a question you should now pose. Since on the 7th of February, Congressman Raleigh Moore, how many Christians have been slaughtered in Nigeria? Has the cooperation of Nigeria, or has the security cooperation of Nigeria and America stopped the terrorists? No, it has not. It has not stopped the terrorists. Because the conditions that the American government has given to Nigeria, they have not accepted it. They are not ready to disband the Sharia terrorist group. No, they are not ready. It's in their constitution. So since they are not ready, and having understood that Nigeria is the worst place for a Christian to live, there is no point being afraid of now discussing about the separation and the breakaway. When we say a destabilized Nigeria, the word here, a destabilized Nigeria, this word here that some of you see, a destabilized Nigeria will embolden terrorists and make Christians less safe in Nigeria and across the continent. So, we have addressed this issue now, thinking that that when we destabilize that country and tear it into pieces, that the terrorists will not have. No, it can only happen if we destabilize this country, tear it into pieces, then we don't protect, we don't bring close the Christians in this neighboring state. If we are not ready to protect and to give humanitarian aid, security cooperation, we will not secure the lives of these Christians in this neighboring state and across the continent. But our address and our legislation to the Christians within this circle and in the African continent is to do what? That we give them a safe harbor, a safe haven, which we will protect them and give them everything that is needed. First, BRGIE adopt a formal policy of providing a safe haven to Christians in northern Nigeria. This policy will include the granting of automatic Biafran citizenship upon independence to any Christian from northern Nigeria who seeks refuge in Biafra. Although Mazi Nnamdi Kanu previously referenced such a concept informally, it is now essential to codify this principle into official policy and law in a manner analogous to how Israel serves as a homeland and refuge for Jewish people worldwide. An independent Biafra will serve as a safe haven for Christians in West Africa. You see, with that point, we have been able to address that an independent Biafra will be a safe haven to Christians in Nigeria, northern part, middle belt, and across Africa. So in the entire continent, the US government do not need to be afraid that the people in the continent that are predominantly Christians will be in the hands of the terrorists. No. Our legislation, our safe haven, our codification of Christian safe harbor policy for the Christians will guarantee their safety and protection. It will give them humanitarian protection. It will give them everything needed security-wise, defense, political, and it will give them the protection that they never thought they could have. Biafran people are guaranteeing Christians in Middle Belt, in northern Nigeria, and even those ones that are in Yoruba land that will be running down when the terrorists enter their own side. Yes, because when we say across West Africa, those in Yoruba land, they are also in West Africa. So if you are there and the terrorists overrunning you and you people become so weak, if you come to Biafra and if you're ready to cooperate with the Biafran people, we will become your succor. Yes, we are guaranteeing you that. So everybody should take this home and explain and educate them that Biafran people are not fighting for Biafra for just themselves. We are not selfish. We are acting like the Israelis and the Americans who are taking the cross of every Christian on their head. So we are ready to take the cross of every Christian on our head in Nigeria and across the continent. So you should not be afraid that when Biafra breaks up or when Biafra is allowed to go, that all of you will be in danger. No. You cannot get us stopped because of the fact that you want to remain in fears of when Biafra go, the people of Nigeria that are Christians will be exterminated one day. No. Allow us to go. Come to us for succor. We will give it to you because it is what we have guaranteed. So support our going, support our freedom so that you can, on the other hand, have your own security guaranteed. You can also have your babies, women, and children protected so that nobody will slit their throat in the night while you're sleeping, or nobody will burn your communities to ashes while you're sleeping, so that nobody will rape your babies, women, and children and go scot-free without somebody holding them accountable. The Biafran people are ready and they are fully in to stand to their words. So we are calling on all of you and say, give us the support. Allow the Biafran people to go and then see the blessings that will follow every other nations. So we have addressed that in the first point which our PM read yesterday, the fears of even those in African continent. Then secondly, BRGIE should commit to supporting Christian communities in Nigeria's Middle Belt through political, humanitarian, and lawful defensive cooperation. These will include forming strategic alliances to assist in community self-defense efforts and in countering extremist threats such as Boko Haram and the Islamic State West African province ISWAP, consistent with international law and human rights standards. Through these policies An independent Biafra will not only secure the safety and sovereignty of its own citizens, but also serve as a stabilizing force and source of protection for vulnerable Christian populations in northern Nigeria and the Middle Belt. By proactively addressing these concerns, BRGIE can reassure international partners, including stakeholders within the United States government, who raised these concerns, that Biafran independence will contribute to regional security, humanitarian protection, and broader stability. In doing so, Biafran independence becomes not only a national aspiration, but a broader humanitarian commitment, one that benefits Biafran communities, Biafran Christians, and as well as their Christian brothers and sisters throughout northern Nigeria, the Middle Belt, and the Christians in the continent. So, our message is very clear. And we want the Biafran people to push this message the way it is, so that it will get to every Adam and every Eve. It will get to every Moses and to get to every Pharaoh. Let it get to every Esau and Jacob. Let it get to every Elijah and Elisha. Let it get to every Cain and Abel. Let it get to every Job and Satan. Let it get to every John the Baptist and every Jesus. Let it get to every Paul and Peter. Let it get to every James and John, so that they will understand that their fears have been addressed. The people of the Middle Belt, the people of the African continent, you don't need to be in disarray. You don't need to be afraid that we destabilize this contraption called Nigeria. This contraption has already been in disarray. It has already been in destabilization. So what we are trying to do is not even to destabilize it anymore. It is to save the lives of people. Yes, by the recognition and the full restoration of Biafra, it will strengthen the security architecture of the Biafran people, the United States, and the African continent, and everyone that is ready to fight to protect the lives of babies, women, and children. The state where Nigeria is now is already in destabilization. If babies, women, and children wakes up and they are all burnt to ashes, people are kidnapped on daily basis. Now I have lost count. I cannot even tell you what the numbers of people killed only this week has amounted to. I can't even tell you. Because every day when I go to the media, I see posts and videos emanating on daily basis. If it is not in Benue, it is in Borno, it is in Kano, it is in Kaduna, it is in Zamfara, it is in Plateau, it is in Abuja, it is in Benue. And you're also seeing some videos coming out from Enugu, which Peter Mba is spearheading the terrorists, sponsoring them. And I saw a bunch of people also protesting, coming out from the boundary that is joining them to rivers. So, we need our Biafra to be restored. The US government don't need to be afraid that we will abandon the Christians. No, we will not abandon the Christians. They should go ahead with this legislation of striking the effort on the separation of Nigeria. Yes, this effort to embolden separatists will hurt Christians in Nigeria and in Middle Belt, North and Middle Belt most especially. It should not be a fierce concern anymore. The Biafran people, through the government, has addressed this issue, that we are solidly behind the Christians in northern Nigeria and Middle Belt. And every discussion that should come forth in favor of the Biafra separatist movement, as they have termed it, it should be allowed to go through, because our ideology of separation from this country will not hurt the Christians. Rather, we will embrace the Christians, we will bring them and make them part and parcel of us, and then we will move along with one force to fight against the terrorists that has become a threat to them. They will eat our food, they will sleep in the same so-called that we give to our children. They will get all the protections that we will give to our own children. That is what American governments are doing to Biafrans in America. That is what American government are doing to Biafrans and Nigerians in America. American government are not treating you like aliens. American government are treating you with the same food, the same policy. Every care that they give to American citizens is the same thing that they are giving to you. And you are like, for real? Are you being treated so well like this in America that you are not even being treated like this in your Nigeria? Prophet, is it El Ebuba or El Shaddai? He went to America. He was treated with everything that presented him as a human being, with respect and so much care. But when he came back to Nigeria, he was protesting in the streets to speak his mind. He was treated with disdain. He was manhandled. Then he was saying, how come I went to America? Americans, where I am not a citizen, they did not treat me like this. Then when I came back to my own country, Nigeria, and I'm protesting in the streets, asking for the betterment of the citizens that are being massacred every day, my own country is manhandling me. But go back to America. America is giving you the best of treatment. Because as a citizen that you are there, they even want to protect you the more so that you will not give them bad record in international community. They will want to give you the best of protection. Biafran people will give the best of protection to Christians in northern Nigeria, Christians in Middle Belt, Christians in the Oduduwa land, Christians in the West African region. Nobody should be afraid of signing the document for Biafra recognition to go through. The fears should be erased now, and we should have the handshake that the Biafran people are in for the deal. Yes, we are calling on the US government to listen to the broad question addressed by the Biafran people. Please, if you want to join the studio, the time is now. You can join the studio and air your views and sing praises to God for what Biafran government has been able to achieve with the enablement of Chukwu Ikabiama. The link is posted on the comment section for those that want to join. We've already posted before in the groups. So, Honorable COS, you are welcome to the studio. Over to you, sir. You can take the mic and grace the occasion if you're disposed. Thank you, Biafran people. I think while we wait for our Honorable COS, Rejam Fury, you're ready. You can go ahead.
Okay. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Information. Good evening from my location. Greetings to you, great Biafrans all over the world, freedom lovers and friends of Biafra. Special thanks to our leaders, starting from the current and incumbent serving Prime Minister, His Excellency Ogechukwu Kere, to the former Prime Minister, His Excellency Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, as well as our Supreme Leader, Onyedu Mazim Nnamdi Kanu. A big salute to all the entire Biafra Defense Forces that are faithful to this cause and have an undivided loyalty to this cause. I really want to say a very big thank you for this broadcast, Honorable Barawa. And once again, kudos to all the entire Biafra Republic government in Ezra cabinet ministers for what they did yesterday That is the way to go. And the international community must understand that even when we are not free, if we can be speaking of how they are killing our Christian brothers and sisters all over the place in the northern region, the middle belt, how much more when we are free, can even do more when we are free. And they must also understand that when you allow goat, when you allow sheep and lion to cohabit in the same jungle, the sheep becomes a prey to the lion. It's not because the sheep has committed any crime, but a lion cannot be comfortable living together with. So common sense will say that you separate the sheep to one side, but if you say you want to keep managing them, let them keep cohabiting, the lion will continue to kill the sheep. You understand? So to as many that will be thinking that the exit of Biafra is going to make them vulnerable to more attack from the Islamic jihadist terrorists, it is not like that. If all of us are managed together to cohabit together, we will all be killed. Have a separate state for Biafra with Christian value and Western civilization. Even those Christian minority in the Middle Belt and in the north and every other part of Nigeria can have a safe haven, a place where they can call home, a place where they can feel safe, a place where they can always run to and they find safety. So that is better than managing everybody together. And the reason why these Islamic jihadist terrorists keep killing Christians, carrying out this genocide against Christians, is simply because they are seeing the Christians around them. They don't feel comfortable around Christians. If they don't see the Christians anymore around, the killing will stop. They kill because they see the Christians around them. That is why it is common sense that a Biafran state with Christian values should be supported for the safety of humanity in this part of West Africa, so as to keep humanity safe, so as to keep the Christians safe. So when these Islamic jihadists that are killing see that they are all Muslims, they have their own Sharia, they have the same belief, the killing will stop automatically. This is the right thing to do. So thank God for the codification of that law, because it has now gone beyond the verbal pronouncement by our leader Onyedumazi Nandikano to being codified. You understand? So the Middle Belt and the North should not be afraid that we are going to abandon them so that they all could be slaughtered. A Biafran state will serve as a home to as many of them that could not survive with the policies of Sharia. Though I still strongly believe that even in some Islamic state, they still have minority Christians, and they have their rules and their laws. If you cannot abide by such laws, then you have no business staying with them there. You understand? So that will also be the case. But in the first place, you need to create a space that serves as a safe haven, a place that serves as a place of safety, where the Christians could be kept safe. That is the only way we can save the situation in Nigeria, Islamic State. And all these Islamic jihadists, it's not because you stole their money, it's not because they are not killing you because you stole their piece of land, or you took their wife, you slept with their wife, or because you commit any crime against them. It's just their nature that they don't feel comfortable living around us. They don't feel comfortable seeing Christians. So the only way to stop the killing is when they don't see the Christians around them. The killing will naturally stop. So once again, I really want to say thank you to BRGIE for what you did yesterday. First time I had the feeling of having a government that cares for humanity, not just for that their first priority is the citizen, their people, and humanity in extension. You understand? So, as a matter of fact, America, please look into this deeply and do the needful. And I also want all of us to put America in prayer as well. Whenever we are praying, we should put America in prayer, because America is safe to be able to save the world. That is the purpose for which God established the nation of America, to save the world. America needs to remain free for them to free the world. Any doom that comes upon America, erase my freedom, erase my safety. So we need to put America in our prayer, because based on the last State of the Union that was given by Donald Trump, the greatest president as of now on earth, a lot of things were exposed. You understand? You see the enemies of America. They were not afraid. They were not scared to show it. So America, whatever happened in that State of the Union is the campaign for the next 100 years of whom you give power to in America. If you hand over power to your enemy, to the enemy of America, that will mean the destruction of America and the destruction of the world. So be wise and make the right choice. Be wise. I know the people you give power to. Those that cannot stand up for a money mother whose child was slaughtered by illegal immigrants. Those that cannot stand up for the American citizen first, or they consider illegal immigrants that have committed series of crimes. They are not the kind of people you want to hand over power to. So be wise. The reason why I'm speaking this is that if anything bad happened to America, it means that my freedom cannot be possible again. It means that they will not be there to save me again. So this is why I'm saying this thing. The safety of America means my safety. The safety of America means the safety of the world. So as per one thing that I want America to understand is that France state is established today. The role that Israel is playing will also be the role that Biafra is going to play in combating all this terrorism. Just imagine Israel. There is this group they call Druze in Syria. You understand? They are part of Jews. So when all these Islamic jihadists were killing them, what Israel did was to launch attack against all these Islamic jihadist terrorists, and the attack against the Druze stopped. Biafra will do the same too to minority Christians in Nigeria, where Biafra is free. Like I said earlier, when we are not free, we are speaking for our brothers and sisters all over the place, our Christian brothers and sisters that are being killed, that are being marginalized, that are being maltreated. How much more when we are free? We can even do more. So the creation of Biafra state is the safety of Christianity in West Africa. So I think I want to stop here, and that is why I say Biafra is going to be one of the biggest light that is going to save humanity. Biafra will be one of the light that will free our people. And to looking at the election conducted yesterday, that was awesome. You know, is that not electronic voting that they talk about, that Nigeria has been struggling over? Look at the way the voting was conducted yesterday. Everything was done. No mago was transparent, seen on this body. We say that Biafra is one light that is going to save our people. Biafra bilo kerore yo ya beneve gresere onye ubafo notisi wa bona Biafra maina o bilo Biafra ma bilo kerore yo ya beneve gresere onye ubavo notisi wa woma Biafra mana Biafra obilo Biafra obilo kerore uyo ye nyovo ubenewe gresere onye ubavo notisi wa Afrika Biafra minor. Oh, period. Thank you very much. I drop the mic here, Mazi.
Thank you, Machineke. Thank you. Honorable COS, are you there? If you're there, grab the mic, please. If you're not ready, we go to Obiora. Obiora, are you ready to speak? Go ahead, Obiora. Obiora, unmute yourself. Is any of you that is ready? COS, if you're ready, you go ahead. Obiora, if you're ready, you go ahead. Obiora, I think your mic is not enabled. You have to enable your microphone. Obiora, your microphone is not enabled. Mazia Mobi, COS, if you're there, you can go ahead.
Yes. Greetings, Margaret.
There will Mazia.
Yes. Greetings, Biafrans and friends of Biafra who are listening. Mazi, I'm going to keep it very short because the conversation today, the whole situation as we witnessed yesterday and we were part of it, is a clear sign of government talking to government. The government speaks and the government responds. That was exactly what happened yesterday. But most important of all, the Biafra Republic government in exile and a cabinet, a representation of the Biafran people, have proven once again that the quest for Biafra is a quest to secure, save the lives of people, not just Biafrans. You look at what has been happening in the territory called Nigeria lately, there's been slaughter of people every corner, every angle you go to. But who stands firm in Washington speaking for all these people? It is Biafra Republic government in exile. So by what happened yesterday, we have shown that yes, we truly care for the lives of all the indigenous people in the territory called Nigeria. Our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is in Nigerian prison today, even though he did nothing, because he was speaking for everyone in that territory called Nigeria. So I sincerely want to appreciate the Biafra Republic government in exile, Prime Minister Mazi Oge Chukwuemeka, and all the cabinet members and the Biafran people for choosing the right people to do this thing for you. And to the United States Congress, we believe that you've heard our own government. The only thing that can secure the lives of the people in the territory called Nigeria is a free Biafra. Divide Nigeria and save lives now. That should be the hashtag in everybody's mind. Thank you so much, Mazi Sani, and God bless you, my brother, for all you do for Biafra people. Hello.
There was COS. Thank you so much. And thank you for all you do. We appreciate everyone. And the other person that wanted to speak, I think network has taken him out. So we have to call it a day. Tomorrow is our fundraising. Please remember, the town hall meeting is on Sunday. So invite everybody in and do not miss anything. But understand that the work in Washington, D.C., happening here with all the congressmen and women is picking up. And the results are coming out. And it is through this engagement and everything that we've been doing that this question was thrown that needed the attention of everybody to be addressed. If we did not do all this in Washington, D.C., we wouldn't have been known the quest or the spark for the discussion of dividing the country, and also being a concern that every effort that the try to embolden the discussion of Biafra, the separatist movement, to break Nigeria into pieces. That what they turn out to see is that the end game will hurt the Christians in Middle Belt and Northern Nigeria, and even in Yoruba, and even in the entire continent of Africa. But Biafran government has also come out to respond to say Biafra land will be a safe haven to every Christian. Do not be afraid. Just give us our recognition and the rest will be ours to do. So every Biafran have to continue to support the BRGIE. Many people may not understand how the politics of today works, how the diplomatic and international engagement works, but you can see that the effectiveness of our lobby in Washington, D.C. is paying off. That is why, if you were not aware of this, we will continue to remind you with this very video as we draw close to the end of this program. For those that are not aware, let us remind you this. Listen to this so that you know.
And even future military and oil deals. I mean, how seriously are these groups being taken in US policy circles?
Well, serious enough that you've got people like Ted Cruz, who is the conservative senator who chairs the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. He's a big supporter of the Biafra government in exile. He's a big supporter, actually, of the Somaliland region in East Africa. And Mike Pompeo, who was the former Secretary of State, and that was under Trump's first term.
And even future military and oil deals. I mean, how seriously are these groups being taken in US policy circles?
Well, serious enough that you've got people like Ted Cruz, who is the conservative senator.
The answer is serious enough. How is this Biafra group, this separatist movement, which Congressman Raleigh Moore talked about here? He said the attempt to discuss or to embolden this separatist movement or idea of breaking up Nigeria, they see that it will hurt the Christians. So that means they have been taken very seriously. Yes, the separatist movement, the idea of Biafra, the government of Biafra, the BRGIE, has been taken very seriously, serious enough that you can see that a senator like Senator Ted Cruz,
and even future military,
a senator like Senator Ted Cruz, is actually someone that they are having discussion with. That means that discussion is not just a baby-like discussion. And they were having discussion with the Speaker, Mike Johnson of America, the third man in America. So that means they have gone very far. So before you see this write-up here, the question that was posed, that every attempt that they want to blow off this separatist recognition on the table, they are considering how it will end up hurting the remaining Christians in the North and Middle Belt. So we have addressed the question. Yes, for those that do not know how effective, look at it here. Look at it here and understand how effective is what the Biafran government in exile doing in Washington, D.C.
And even future military and oil deals. I mean, how seriously are these groups being taken in US policy circles?
Well, serious enough that you've got people like Ted Cruz, who is the conservative senator who chairs the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. He's a big supporter of the Biafra government in exile. He's a big supporter, actually, of the Somaliland region in East Africa. And Mike Pompeo, who was the former Secretary of State, and that was under Trump's first term.
And even future military and oil deals. I mean, how seriously are these groups being taken in U.S. policy circles?
Well, serious enough that you've got people like Ted Cruz, who is the conservative senator who chairs the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. He's a big supporter of the Biafra government in exile. He's a big supporter, actually, of the Somaliland region in East Africa. And Mike Pompeo, who was the former Secretary of State, and that was under Trump's first term. And
even future military and oil deals. I mean, how seriously are these groups being taken in U.S. policy circles?
Well, serious enough that you've got people like Ted Cruz, who is the conservative senator who chairs the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. He's a big supporter of the Biafra government in exile. He's a big supporter, actually, of the Somaliland region in East Africa. And Mike Pompeo, who was the former Secretary of State, and that was under Trump's first term.
And even future.
Now Biafra, they call all Biafrans. Make una wake up. Make every Biafran wake up today. Jihadists, terrorists, they come. We don't see a more chai. Wahala plenty, oh, my people.
Make una wake up.
Now, no be tomorrow. How long we go they sleep while our people they cry? They won't kill us and carry our land.
Now so blood everywhere. No more silence, no more sleeping. Everybody wake up.
Make I talk am well, make everybody hear. This call now for everybody will be Biafra. Igbos from Rigolat, off it from Calabar, Ijas from Riverside, Urobos from Delta, East Ekiri stand up, Igodo Migodos rise up. Different language, different name, them divide us with
artificial border.
But suffer no get right. Whether you dey abroad or you dey house, whether you get money or you no get, this matter concern and dey but you know BC don't look matter again. How long we go dey wait? How long we go dey fear? If today we no talk, tomorrow do bet. If you fit help,
What you dey wait for?
time they run,
Make everybody wake up now. Wake up, Biafrans, wake up.
no be time to dey sleep.
Wake up, Biafrans, wake up.
Our future dey